This is something that I've been wanting to try since I read about it several months ago. And that is tea wine. I'm going to steep some tea. To make tea wine, you need to use a black tea. Okay, and I'm using Earl Grey because it's my go-to tea. I like Earl Grey, and I think the bergamot will give it a nice fruity note in the finished wine. So you can use whatever black tea you want. Just plain black tea would work fine, and that's the way it's been made for centuries, really. And so I'm just using Earl Grey that I got at Aldi, so it's inexpensive. And by all accounts, tea wine is ridiculously simple to make, as you'll see, and also delicious. The difference, the only problem, if it's a problem, is that it takes a while to age before it tastes its best. So between I'm going to start this today, and it probably won't be its best until a year from now. So we will have to wait for the tasting for a year. But I'm going to get started. Okay, so I have 6 bags of tea in a quart of hot water. It's probably about 190 degrees, came out of my hot water tap. And the only other ingredients are yeast and sugar. So I'm going to measure out the sugar for the yeast to eat. And I'm going to put 2 pounds and 4 ounces, or 2 1/4 pounds. That's a little so I'm just going to crumple that up. So if you don't have a scale, that's looks to be just shy of 3 cups of sugar, or about 600 milliliters. So that's that ingredient, and I'm just going to put that into here with a dry funnel. Lumps, but it's okay. It'll all dissolve. Okay, so that's that, and this we want to let steep a while for about 10 minutes. I'm going to pause the video for a moment, and I will be back when that is done steeping. And through the magic of TV time, the tea has been steeping for 10 minutes. So let's get that in here. I'm just going to give the bags a little gentle squeeze. Here we go. So, now we need to mix this. Get that sugar dissolved. Get some oxygen in there to help the yeast build their colony. You only want oxygen in the brew at the beginning. After that, that's why we use an airlock to keep the oxygen out so that you don't get bacterial growth and turn your wine into vinegar. And so shaking it up now, adding air, it's totally fine. Good exercise. Okay. Now I have some cool water here. I'm just going to add. This was 3 quarts altogether, so that should give us a gallon. I'm just trying to get it down to a temperature that won't kill the yeast. So you want to get it down around 90 degrees, which is sort of a warm bath temperature. Okay, so that's pretty good. And now we'll get our dry funnel and add some yeast. I'm just using regular fresh Fleischmann's active dry yeast, bread yeast. Put a teaspoon in, more than enough for a gallon. And I'll shake that up again just to disperse and hydrate the yeast. And add the rest of the water. If you pick the funnel up off a little bit, you get an air gap and the water pours faster. Okay, we're just a little bit of water left over, but I don't want to fill that any higher. Get our airlock and put that in. Oh, before we do that, I want to check the specific gravity. That way we can test when we're done fermenting, and we can calculate the alcohol by volume when we're done. So let's just do that. Just to be on the safe side, even though that was churned up pretty good, I'm going to shake it a bit to mix it. This is hard for old eyes to read, but do our best. Okay, that's 1.050. 1.050, which, you know, might give us 6% alcohol. According to this, I'm not sure that's accurate. I think it'll probably go higher than that. Or it could be that the sugar isn't completely dissolved, which is possible. So I'm going to take another reading a little later, and then I'll know for sure. But for the time being, I'm going to put down 1.0. What did I say? 050, right? Yeah, 1.050. And today is the 27th of September, 2021. So, I'm going to stick that right on my bottle so that I don't lose track of it, and get my airlock in there. And we're good. Hopefully we'll have some delicious wine in about a year. Okay, I screwed up. I was right to be skeptical about the specific gravity of this being pretty low. And I was reading my recipe, 2 pounds, 4 ounces of cane sugar, and I measured out 1 pound, 4 ounces of cane sugar, so I put almost half the amount of sugar in there that we wanted. So I measured out another pound, and that comes to just a tiny bit over 2 cups, or 550 milliliters. And I'm going to attempt to get that in here. This could be a slow and painful process, and it might overflow. I don't know. We'll see. But I just wanted to let you know that sometimes, you know, when you're on camera and you're moving fast, you make some mistakes. And so we will try and rectify that and add more sugar. Because, you know, this is a wine, it should be up around 12% alcohol when we're done. You know, sugar is pretty soluble in water, so right now it's displacing the water, but as it dissolves, so I don't know, we might, you know what, I'm going to pour it out into here and add the sugar and then pour it back in, and you know, I might have a cup of good old Southern sweet tea when I'm done. That's pretty full, isn't it? And there's still undissolved sugar in here, so yeah, we were way off. And so I apologize if you're trying to replicate this, but honestly, if you get reasonably close, it should be fine. Okay, remember this is mostly water, so okay, let's just call it a day and hope for the best, and we'll know in a year whether we have something tasty or not. So give it a shot and let me know if you get your measurements right and how it comes out, and we'll experiment together. It's been about 4.5 hours since we pitched the yeast, and you can see that it's actively bubbling away and fermenting, so this is off to a good start.